I see what ho, chaps and chappets, game chap and birdie here.
Yes.
Yes, indeed, fellows, and I dare say we have here some rather serious news for you about Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC, and we are talking quite a serious compromise of both the modding community and potentially your security if you're affected by this issue.
We most certainly are, yes indeed. Now, as you may know, GTA 5 PC has come out, and with it a lot of mods, because it's a PC version. Well, everyone can, people can mod it and put things in it which are fun. You can do all sorts of different things you couldn't normally do.
Exactly.
Indeed, we've done so on the channel. But it would seem that it has surfaced that some rather dangerous and extremely serious malware has been found in some of these mods. And if you've played this game or installed these mods, or perhaps you know someone that has, you're going to want to listen to this. And even if you haven't, it's worth listening to find out actually what can be done and the things we need to look out for when we are installing any mod.
That's right, of course, particularly for Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, basically, what's happened is there are two mods that we know of that have been affected by this particular compromise, and they are the Angry Planes mod and the No Clip mod.
Most certainly they are. That's Angry Planes and No Clips. This is from GTA 5 PC mods. Now the thing is, what was the problem? What were they actually infected with?
Well, now the issue here appears to lie in some malware, a virus hidden inside the .asi files of these two mods. In other words, angryplanes.asi and noclip.asi. Now, hidden inside those was a nasty Trojan virus called fade.exe. Fade.exe. Now, what happened when you run these mods on your computer? They actually initialize this program fade.exe by placing it into your computer's temporary folder along with various other nasty scripts and bits and bobs like something I believe called init, etc. and so forth.
Yes.
Whilst you're playing GTA with the mods installed, this is actually a Keylogger Trojan that basically monitors what you're typing into your computer and was apparently sending it off somewhere to some web server, perhaps even based out in China or somewhere like that.
Well, exactly. We don't know where it was, but this is exactly what was happening. You're playing away having installed the mod, doing whatever you're doing, but if you're doing anything else, maybe you go somewhere to type a password in for whatever it might be, Facebook or something else, whatever it might be, this little thing sitting in the background, taking a note and keeping an eye on what you're doing, actually keylogging, so that means as you're typing on the keyboards, for those that don't know that, is actually picking up what you're typing,
yes,
and then sending it by this program back down your internet connection to whoever's on the other side looking at it.
So this is a very sinister piece of malware, and what made it even more sinister was it actually stood up to regular virus checker inspections. In other words, if you had a virus checker installed on your machine, it would not necessarily have picked up this Trojan because it was concealed and hidden inside the ASI file used for the mod.
Most certainly. Now the thing is, this, the Angry Planes mod in particular, was apparently downloaded by lots and lots of people, even running into thousands of people. It was even featured on different sites and different things that have done talks about it and news articles, etc.
That's right.
So it was very popular, and a lot of people have downloaded this. So a lot of them will have this problem.
That's right. This was a very cleverly engineered attack on people's computers using a cleverly hidden virus inside an otherwise innocent mod. Certainly someone had, shall we say, a bit of a game plan for this particular attack. Now, of course, also the virus installed on your computer a means of triggering it on startup by adjusting your computer's registry. So something might have gone into your registry file there, which added to the Windows startup process this program. So in other words, whenever you turn your machine on, it runs the same thing again.
Exactly. So are we saying then you didn't necessarily then have to have GTA 5 open or on the script?
That's right, of course. You don't necessarily have to be playing GTA 5 for this virus to affect you. So fellows, if you have been infected by this particular virus, make sure you take steps to remove those files, fade.exe, .z I believe, and init, along with the log files from your computer's temp folder, and also, of course, take out the offending registry key. Now, we have to ask ourselves, what does this mean for the GTA 5 modding scene, and really, has this taken away a lot of the trust in that community?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, one of the sites that hosts a lot of these mods, etc., has said they're going to do as much as they possibly can to stop this in the future, have recommended modders to upload in certain file formats so they can scan easily, and if they don't do that, it's going to be a lot difficult for the modder to get his mod through. So they've done these type of things, trying to put some form of protection in. But I mean, quite apart from just GTA 5, what about other sort of modding games that can be modded? Could there be compromise compromises here, for whatever it might be, Minecraft or whatever.
No doubt, of course, but I think perhaps the reason we've seen a compromise here in GTA 5 is that it's a very, very popular game played by millions of users and therefore an easy target. Because, of course, the ASI file format used by these mods is a compiled format. In other words, it can't be easily decompiled. You can't easily take a look at the source code behind it. Now, apparently, some of the modding sites out there are now requesting the uploaders to upload only in .lua or .cs files.
Yeah.
In other words, files where they can easily see the source code and find out what's actually going on inside the mod. And I think what's happened here is you've had a particularly malicious group or individual taking advantage of the relative, shall we say, security offered by the compiled format and basically hiding inside that something very, very nasty that not even a virus checker could actually pick up.
Exactly, so it's very, very dangerous because people are downloading these things, they just want to play a mod and have some fun and they're not expecting it. They're just not expecting it, and they more normally perhaps think, well, when I visit a site is when these things happen, when I go to a website, not when I just download this thing and I want to play a game. But yes, it has happened, and no doubt a lot of people will have this virus as we speak.
Yes, no doubt there will be thousands of computers still infected by this particular virus, a very nasty hit there, and as I say, a calculated move by someone who obviously had a bit of a game plan, but that, of course, doesn't change the fact that whoever's behind those two corrupted and affected mods has now, as I said, undermined the faith and trust in the GTA 5 modding community because, of course, it's cast a spotlight also on innocent mod developers who just want to have fun.
Most certainly, yes indeed. People are now thinking, well, these modders, they can just put anything in at any time they want to and compromise my machine.
That's right.
Exactly, it has put a rather sort of grey area over their heads.
And if you ask me as well, I mean, recently, of course, we reported on the news that Rockstar had said they were going to be banning players for playing mods online. Now, it turns out that apparently Rockstar are actually okay with you modding in single player. They won't ban you for that as long as you don't take your mods online. But I'd have to say, what are Rockstar going to do about this?
Well, exactly. I mean, there's not much they can do.
Well,
they just have to sit back and watch it, I think. But I don't think they'll be very happy with sort of malware and keyloggers and password taking, as it were, programs being run, sort of on their platforms.
That's right. It does indeed give their game a bit of a bad name, I have to say, with shall we say, cowboy modders there taking advantage of the modding scene by basically installing Trojans, keyloggers, and malware on people's computers.
Most certainly, and no doubt the chaps and chapettes out there are saying, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I downloaded the mod, or I know someone that downloaded the mod and used it, or someone brought it around my house and put it on my machine and used it, whatever it might be.
Well,
what am I going to do? Well, one thing you can do, of course, if you have used any passwords and things, you've signed into anything, might be a good idea to change them. If you've got your password to Facebook's Gerbils7, you better change it to Gerbils8 or something.
Well, exactly. You have to bear in mind, fellas, that although you can and indeed should remove any at all traces of the virus from your temp folder, along with the offending registry key, you have to bear in mind that anything sent to the mysterious bandit server out there somewhere has already been sent. You can't undo that sending process.
No.
So if you have typed any passwords with the keylogger active, the chances are they could have your password right now, and you should change that straight away.
Yes, you should do, yes indeed. And of course, the other thing you can do is navigate, certainly do a search for the fade.exe file, wherever that is.
On your temp folder, that's right.
On the temp folder, get rid of that nasty bad chap in there.
Get rid of the init, the .z, and the whole logs folder and everything that goes with it. And of course, once again, bear in mind, it's not just your GTA 5 password that could be affected. They can have access to your YouTube password, your Twitter password, your PayPal password, whatever else you use if you type that in with the game or the keylogger running.
Most certainly, and what a Twitter you'd look if you lose your Twitter account because you installed and played the Angry Planes mod, and you wouldn't be very happy either, I don't think.
I don't think you'd be very happy. Certainly this is a cause for concern and not something that I think anyone in the community was expecting, to have such a nasty and basically underhanded attack just sprung on us like that. A very, very nasty trick. But it's my hope, certainly, that the website repositories that deal with GTA 5 mods will be able to stop this in future by saying now you can only submit in a publicly readable format with the source code of the mod on display. In other words, you can't just upload executable files or compiled scripts and say, there you go.
Exactly. So, I mean, chaps and chapettes out there, what do you think about this? Do you think this has put you off, perhaps, of downloading mods? Do you think you've got to run out and buy a better virus checker or something, whatever it may be? And would you also be nervous about downloading mods, perhaps, for other games? I mean, Minecraft, for example, we've done hundreds, thousands of mods for that.
Well, yes.
Is it making the community nervous as a whole and frightened to download these mods now because of these tricksters out there?
Certainly, I do think the Minecraft modding scene did suffer from a bit of, perhaps, manipulation and people taking advantage advantage for a while there. There were a number of, shall we say, phone homers that sort of phoned home to check for updates an awful lot, and I think a couple of other things actually did check and scan your machine in rather more intrusive ways, but I don't think we ever saw anything quite as blatant as our malware Trojan horse Keylogger like we've seen already in GTA 5. That was very quick off the bat, I have to say. The modding scene is quite new still, only just opened up, and already, bang, we've got this nasty virus attack going on.
Oh, most certainly, yes, very nasty indeed, but there we are. A little heads up there from Game Chat and Bertie.
Yes, indeed, Fidel. So heads up to the malware in the Angry Planes and no-clip mods for GTA 5 on PC. This has indeed been Game Chat and Bertie, bringing you a security update news of sorts. Thank you, Miss Cunning, for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you once more on the next exciting outing, I say. Until then...